and welcome to another free on-page secrets with Josh Baczynski. That'd be me. Today we're going to go through the full process of on-page, including the niche research component that is crucial to have success for your SEO campaign. I've been doing, if you don't know who I am, we're going to go through the whole SEO process from zero to hero. And this is for local and global SEO. This is for client and consultant SEO. This is for every kind of SEO that exists. And I'm going to show you how to greatly reduce your costs, greatly increase your revenues, and improve your rankings faster and easier than you probably thought it was possible. If you don't know who I am, my name is Josh. I've been doing SEO for over 30 years. I've had insider experience with Google employees. If you Google my name, you'll see my resume. In fact, let's do that. Let's just do that here. I'll just also make sure I'm broadcasting to the YouTubes. Yes, looks like I am. So that's good. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you Google my name, you see I come up and it says search engine optimization. Apparently, I know something about search engine optimization. So that's why I'm doing the broadcast today. I've been doing YouTube broadcasts on SEO for what is it, like 15 years now, I think. I can't quite remember, something like that. I've seen it all. I've seen the penguins and the pandas. I've seen the helpful content updates and the Florida updates and every kind of updates. Google has switched their ranking system 3 times over by now, and I've seen it all. I'm the CEO of SEO Copilot, which is the piece of software I'll be using today, which is great because a piece of software helps you do your own page faster, easier, and more efficiently. And in fact, today I hope to prove to you, you really can't do SEO without AI. You really can't do SEO without some kind of tool to help you, because you wouldn't ever be able to go fast enough to catch up with your other competitors and to beat them, who are going to be using an AI tool very soon as well. That's just the arms race of AI, right? That's just the way that is. That's the way that's going to go. I would suggest you buy in on it sooner rather than later, so you're not left out in the cold. Plus, when the AI overview becomes more important, SEO Copilot will be adapted for that and help you rank in those kinds of situations as well. The cola, the last one I could find at my store, because this is the refresco. This is the Mexican one. So because of the trade wars, that was the last one I was able to find. I'm going to savor it. And yeah, so that's what we're doing today. So, and also by the end of the show, we're going to have a Q&A. You can ask me anything in SEO. I will answer any question. Again, I've been doing this a very long time. I'm also the founder and CEO of and head scientific tester of SEO University, which is a place that takes people who don't know nothing about SEO and makes them marketing managers or senior SEOs, either a senior SEO consultant for themselves or a senior SEO position in a company, or teach you enough to be able to do SEO for yourself so you can DIY for your company. So, and all of the information, all of the knowledge that we'll be talking about today comes from SEO University. So that's going to be a really great thing. We've conducted probably the most serious scientific research, independent study of Google. We know we've forgotten more ranking factors than other groups know are ranking factors. We know just about all the ranking factors, and there's 20 different ways we can boost a page. There's not just one way to boost a page. There's like 20 different ways to boost a page in rankings. And I'm not even talking about off page. So definitely stay tuned. You're in the right place. You're going to get some of this information for free. You're in the right place. You're going to get enough information for free to get started in SEO. And so let's get started with that. And again, if you have any questions, please go ahead and ask on the tube views, or there's some people here on the tube views. Hi guys. So if you guys have any questions, please by all means ask. Throw them in the chat on the right-hand side there. All right. So today we're going to go through SEO Copilot. It's an AI system that I built. It is a very revolutionary system. Like it says here, it's going to automate your SEO. It's going to save you up to 99% of your costs and time. And that makes you more money faster. There's 3 steps to on-page SEO. Now, I don't know why SEO has forgotten about this, but again, back in the early 2000s, you would always start an on-page campaign with finding the low-hanging fruit, right? Finding the ranking opportunities. And I would suggest it's just as important today to do that as it was then. You need to find where your competitors are weak so you can find a place in the market, because your competitors have been trying to rank for these terms probably for 20 years, some of them. So you can succeed at SEO, but you need to be throwing in general overhead ideas here for the locations you want to rank for, to see on average how difficult it is, to see what's a tough niche and what's not. Like, look at this. If these physical therapists didn't pay attention, they'd be trying to rank for Richmond, which is much harder than, say, Milwaukee here is, or Virginia Beach is. And as a total overall, just as a general idea, you see all the differences here in terms of all the different areas, that how much money you can make per area and what kind of money you can make in different, both geographic areas, but in terms of niche spaces, in terms of query spaces. So there's a lot of money there. And if you're like, well, I don't know, do I want to do SEO for Room Editions Roseville, or do I want to do SEO for digital marketing in New Jersey? There could be a huge difference in terms of the money. There could be a huge difference in terms of how easy it is to rank. And that's just at the top level when you're making business decisions. When you drill down and you start to see, okay, what kind of queries do we have in these areas? And these are just some local queries, but they don't have to be. They can be global queries as well. You start to get a sense of where the money is and how easy it is to rank. You're like, okay, great. Because that, at the end of the day, is how you win at SEO. Let me ask you a tricky question. How do you win at SEO? What do you think the answer is? Naturally, you'd think, well, ranking number one, Josh. Ranking number one is what you're trying to do in SEO, trying to get at the very top. So that's how you win, right? Wrong, not quite. You want to rank number one, yes, that's true, but you need to rank number one faster than everybody else. You need it to do easier than everybody else. It needs to be cheaper than everybody else. You need to do it in a way that you can rinse and repeat more efficiently than everybody else, because one page is not going to do it. You need a big, huge site that has a lot of internal link juice in order to outrank everybody else who has a big, huge site with all their link juice. Maybe a smaller site with many like newspapers reference them and things like that. Maybe links that you can't buy or would be like $5,000 to buy. The way you compete with that is you do better on page and on site to compete with those kinds of costs. And more, and not only this, you need to rank sooner, faster, cheaper, easier, better than all of them in terms of efficiency in this marathon race. Yeah, the boat anchors on your ankle have to be less or zero boat anchors on your ankle. Hopefully, that's the idea. Whereas the big competitors of yours are still ahead of you, but they got these giant boat anchors from doing wrong SEO, and you're going to get past them. And you want to get past them like that. You didn't know there'd be hand puppetry, did you? You want to get past them like that. And you need to do that, however, sooner rather than later, because the length of time your client is going to put up, or your boss is going to put up, or your bank account can put up with you spending money every month to do SEO, but not bringing some in, you need to shorten that time drastically down to a month or two, right? You need to start getting money now. The SEO project needs to start paying for itself now, right? Today is when it needs to start paying for itself. It can't do it like an SEO for 2015, where you could wait a year and spend $2,000 a month, and then finally maybe start making $500 a month on the keywords you've been working on or something like that. That's not going to cut it, right? That's not going to cut it. You need to use AI to power your SEO. And the most important thing that I didn't even mention there is, and all this SEO you're doing, going faster, cheaper, better, easier, in a rinse repeat way, all of those things you're doing better than your competitors, you need to do that in a less risky way as well. That's not just going to get nabbed in 6 months. You need to do it in a high quality way, a white hat way, they call it, with the white hat, black hat kind of metaphor from old ye hacker forums. You need to be building high quality content at scale, so that your competitors who are using the worst AI tools and your competitors that are doing these nasty black hat tactics, they're the ones who are going to get nabbed by Google. And you, because you've been focusing on quality as well as efficiency, you've been focusing on helpfulness as well as speed, you've been focusing on making sure you're showing your experience, your expertise, your authority in every page you write, giving the most expert tips. That could only be done by AI, by the way, unless you happen to be an authority in every topic that exists that you're ever going to be asked to rank for. I know I'm certainly not an expert in physical therapy, as you saw there, or room additions in Roseville. Those are all for my clients, or this or that. The AI is. The AI does all that. I don't write with my hands anymore. I don't type in Word. Like that's not. The car has been invented. I'm not going around in a horse and buggy anymore, right? So anyway, that's my mentality. And by the end of this, I hope I can convince all of you that should be your mentality as well. So not only you're doing all those things, but you did it in a way that you can do at scale, that you can rinse, repeat. Like you can't just. It's impossible to do SEO like Babe Ruth. You can't just be like, I'm going to make this work because I'm special, and you put in some keywords in a page and magically it pops up. It doesn't really work that way anymore. There has to be a whole cohesive process. I know the whole world thinks it works that way, but forget what everyone else tells you. You're here for the truth, right? So people who know me know that I'm a passionate guy. I call it like it is. I wear my heart on my sleeve, or I wear this white sleeve on my sleeve, but imagine there's a heart there. And I'm going to tell you, SEO is easier than the naysayers and the people who are leaving it say it is. So that's good, but it's much harder than the people in Reddit or the people in Black Hat Forum or those people like that who already have established sites, who are ranking for Coca-Cola or some giant sprockets company that would rank anyway, no matter what they did. It's harder than they say, right? And they think it's still 2015 where they can just stick your keywords in the title tag and that'll work for you. Doesn't work that way. Sorry. So I'm here to tell you the truth. You can have a career in SEO, and it can be a bright career in SEO, but you need to adopt the right strategy. You need to adopt the right methodology, and you need to use AI to do that. Now I'm going to show you the AI I've built that I use because I don't trust any of the other ones because they're not good enough. You could try ours out. You could try theirs out. You could try them all out. It doesn't matter to me. But today I'm going to show you how to do it with my system because I know that it works. And so that's what we're going to do. Plus, I'm not aware of any other piece of software out there that lets you do quite what SEO Copilot does. They might exist, but I'm 99% sure they don't. Okay. So how does it work? Well, it's really simple. You put in a keyword here, like I showed you. Does anyone have a test keyword they want me to run? There's a couple folks here on the Zoom call. You guys have a test keyword you want me to throw in here? Want me to check out? If so, let me know. But we can look at like best sea salt, for example. And there's a lot of money behind this. Look at all the queries behind this. This has got a huge healthy cooking salt. Never would have thought of that. And that one wins. That one has the best final return on investment. Now, what is final ROI? Again, just as I said, it's the best final return on investment. SEO is an investment. Every second you're spending doing SEO, you should be making that money, the money you're putting out, you should be making more back, right? Every single second you're working. If you're not, you're going to grind to a halt. If you're spending more in terms of time and effort and money than the money you're getting back from SEO, then you're going to grind out. You're going to run out of gas, right? In this Mad Max race we have in SEO. Your souped up crazy car with fire coming out of it is not as efficient as the other crazy souped up cars. And so you're gonna grind to a halt in the desert and die. Not to be dramatic, but and even Charlize Theron can't save you. Yeah, your SEO, and I know you guys are like, of course, Josh, you're right, you're correct. SEO is a business after all. So yes, of course it has to run more efficiently than its competitors. How could it ever outcompete the competitors unless it was more efficient in its operations? That's the only way, especially seeing that you're starting late, right? But I've also got some other really good news for you because it's that there's these gem keywords that you never would have thought of, like healthy cooking salt, which makes money. It makes good money, has good searches, has a pretty decent cost per click for this niche anyway. This is an abysmal cost per click across the board. I've seen cost per clicks, never mind 63 cents. I've seen CPC at $63, never mind 63 cents. Those are much more lucrative niches to be working in. And that's a good thing, because if your client has more money, makes more money, they have more money to pay you. They'll pay you longer. Or if you are in a niche that makes more money, you don't have to work as hard to make the money you want to make. That's not to say you couldn't survive in this niche here as well. You possibly could, but those are all valid business decisions. And that's why this AI gives you this data. It looks at hundreds of, or up to thousands of keywords and finds the low-hanging fruit, finds the gem keywords, right? And saves you from doing this. Here, think about it this way. What if you're like, okay, I want to rank for best sea salt? No, you don't. Not right off the bat, right? You're like, best sea salt, it has 3,600, right? Let's say you went off of like Ahrefs or something, and you're like, okay, I want to rank for healthiest salt. Like, I just want to go down this list. And you would have lucked out. This is 5% easier than all the other SEO niches that we're comparing here, which is over millions, by the way. This is 3% harder. This is 2% harder. This is 4% easier. This one is really easy, best Celtic salt. But healthiest salt, let's say that's what you want to go for. This is 40% harder than SEO in general. That means it's going to take that much longer to rank. Your competitors know that much better how to do SEO. They're putting the keywords in the title and in the page, right? They know what they're doing here, right? A bunch of them are have brand awareness as well. And if you check out some of these guys, you can see, okay, WebMD is one of them, Reddit's another one, not looking great. Mayo Clinic's another, Today.com, okay, it's going to be very difficult to outcompete those guys, right? I would even go higher than this 40% tough niche. I would say it's even worse. So if you're just listening to the client and the client says, I want to rank for best Celtic sea salt, because I read on some blog somewhere that you should try to rank for best queries. The answer is no, not really. That's not how it works. That's not how you do it efficiently. The way you do it efficiently is you sort by final return on investment. And if your site is a high quality, high powered site that's been around for years, it already has a few hundred pages to a few thousand pages on this topic or something very close to it, then you just go from final ROI and you start building from the top down, because final ROI statistically will guarantee that you're building for the easiest keywords that also make the most money, because that's what it is. It's the most money times the easiest equals the highest final return on investment. That means you're going to get a return on your investment more efficiently, faster, easier, and better than the alternatives, right? Than if you didn't. Than if you just decided to build off of traffic. If you just decide to build off of traffic, doesn't look that bad. But let's say you wanted to go for a long tail keyword like pink Himalayan sea salt, or best salt for your body. These are very tough to rank for. Google, and if you're starting with a new site or a site that is sick or the pages don't index within 24 hours, if it takes a week to index a page, and if some of your pages aren't even indexed, and you're seeing pages in the currently crawled, but on index section in Search Console, then Google's not going to try you for this. This is too tough. This is too risky for them. Best salt for body, they're not going to try just some brand new site on this. And so if you didn't know and understand to do keyword research ahead of time to find out where you can fit into the niche, you can work your way in and start answering all the questions that Google could possibly trust you on, like starting on these easier keywords, right? And then being like, oh good, some of them even make money. Look, I can start making money sooner rather than later by trying to rank for something like this, right? Now this might be a little harder than it says. We got an Amazon, we got a Reddit. We have a YouTube though. So actually, this is actually still pretty easy, and no one really knows apparently how to do SEO for this, which is great. You can start making money sooner rather than later. Look, it has 1,000 clicks a month, and people are bidding up to $2. So there's money there, right? That's how we come to this revenue ballpark. Now it's a rough approximate based on scientific ratios. If you're selling a salt that has electrolytes in it, in an affiliate play of some kind, or maybe you're doing a rank and rent play where you're going to rank that page, then you're going to call companies that sell salt and say, hey, you want to rent my page from me? I've got 100 people asking for this salt from a contact form. You guys could sell to them, and then you just charge them per month. these are the ways you make money for yourself in SEO. And if that doesn't work, then you just sell the site and say, look at this. This would have made $139 a month, and with my 100 other pages doing around the same, I should sell this site for 10 grand. So you sell a site on Flipper for 10 grand. How would you like to sell a site for 10 grand and then just do another one for 2 or 3 months and sell that again for 10 grand? Not too shabby, right? Not too shabby. Excuse me 1 second. I'm gonna cough. So that's why it's so crucially important to do this keyword research ahead of time, because you need to see what has the better return on investment. What is going to make you more successful sooner, faster? What is a more efficient car in this Mad Max race? It is sorting by final return on investment if you already have a site with thousands of pages that indexes within 24 hours on this topic or close to it. Or if you don't have that and you just have a site that has 5 pages and the pages don't index at all, then you sort by keyword difficulty to easier, and you just start building down. You build like 5 pages a day, 25 pages a week, 100 pages a month, until, 100 pages a month until month 3, month 4, you're starting to match the pages that your competitors have. And then you have a chance of actually ranking. Then you have a chance of being simpatico with their internal link juice, with their clustering, right? With their on-site and on-page signals. So that's how you do it, folks. That's probably the fastest I've ever covered that. So what questions do you guys have? Fire the questions away. Does that make sense to everybody why you would start like this? I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. It's like, duh, of course, Josh. My SEO needs to be more efficient than everyone else's. I was kind of silly to think that I could succeed in SEO without considering the efficiency at which I do the SEO compared to everybody else. Why did I imagine in my wildest dreams that I could just start ranking for queries for San Jose realtors with a 5-page WordPress site that I whipped up, and I didn't even speak from an expert perspective? Why did I ever think that I could do that based compared to everybody else? Of course, I need to be working on the final return on investment. For a niche like this, if I was starting off on it, I'd have to start on the easier and go down here. And yeah, I'd make some money pretty quickly. There's money potential in all of these. We get to tough niches pretty fast though. So if that happens, what you need to do is you need to go to the next page and you need to run more difficulties. Like, Josh, I'm running out of easy pages too fast. Okay, fine. Run more difficulties. You need to run them. We limit the run, so to save you credits, but you need to run them to get more pages, to find more easy, to keep building. And look, some of these have money behind them. There's money behind these queries, right? Again, not exactly $32. It could be $3,000, right? If a realtor sells a townhouse for someone in San Jose, that's going to be worth to them far more than $32 a month. They're going to make like a 30 grand commission. So that could be like times 10,000, times 1,000, quite frankly. So ask me your questions, guys. You got questions about that? It's super crucial. It is super crucial. Hey, Brad, how you doing, man? Ask questions if you guys got them. Go ahead in the right-hand side. Also, please make sure to like and subscribe. So it's crucial. Take it from me. I've been doing SEO, like I said, for a very long time. And I've had both major successes and major failures as well. Any SEO who's been doing SEO for 30 years who tells you they've never failed is a liar, and don't listen to them. But I'll tell you how I failed. Typically, where I've failed is because I got cocky, and I'm like, oh, yeah, fine. I don't have to do keyword research. I'll just build the pages out. I won't check to see what's open, what's available. I'll just keep hammering it with SEO, and yeah, maybe we'll be spending more money in month 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and I won't get results as fast for the client. It'll take until months 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 to do it, but that's what everyone says how long it'll take, so I'll do it that way. Wrong. I shouldn't have done that. Lost those clients. Almost lost those jobs, right? So that's not a good thing to do, right? Our job is to make people more money, right? That's what SEO is for. It is to make people more money. So in order to be the best SEO possible, you need to make money faster, cheaper, easier, in an automated rinse-repeat way that is repeatable, that is non-risky, demonstrating expertise and quality at pace that is beyond human possibility. That is how you get ahead of everyone else who's been doing this for 20 years. And by doing the keyword research, you're finding the gem keywords where it used to be very competitive, but Google punted all those people out, or they did black hat stuff and they're gone now, or people don't even know what SEO is anymore and they're just making pages. Great. That is like blood in the water for us. That's like, ooh, we see the chinks in Smog's armor and we have a 50 cal. We just take Smog right down, he's dead. To use metaphors, right? That is perfect for us. It's like, oh, good. We still take SEO seriously. We have a robust tool, SEO Copilot, to do it. We can target these keywords like Terminator, and your AI finds it for you. And you're like, great. We can do SEO for these, and we can do it at pace. We can do it at scale in a way that nobody else can. So that's why it's tremendously important. And if you forget everything else I'm going to tell you today, remember, you need to do a keyword discovery phase from the beginning. You can do it manually if you like, and spend hours and hours and hours and find far, far less. I don't recommend that because it's just not efficient and it's just not going to work for the long term. That's just a fact. I mean, whether you want to use my AI system or not, that's fine. Get it through your head though. You cannot do this manually anymore. Cannot. It is not. It's not going to be efficient for the long term. You're going to be outcompete. That's just the way that it is. You might not even be able to compete to get into the niche. Never mind being able to compete in year 2, 3, 4, 5, and down the road, right? Which I want my SEO to still succeed down the road. I want clients for the next 5, 10, 20 years, which is still the lifespan of SEO as far as I can tell, as far as I can see it. Until AI is fully self-aware, and you're talking with Scarlett Johansson, but even then, she's going to find the pages somehow, and all we do is we make the pages more palatable to the computer. So SEO is still going to exist. It's just like we're going to be the concierges recommending pages to the AI, and it's going to be like, oh, this one looks good. It's all going to have parameters, right? Even if it was a human being choosing it, there'd be an SEO, there'd be an HEO, a HPO, a human psychology optimization process. And social psychology has studied that for a very long time. We know how to make advertisements more persuasive to people. That's a billion-dollar marketing industry. Remember the show Mad Men? That's when it started. From Edward Bernays, the nephew of Sigmund Freud, actually, using his philosophies. Okay, let's see if we have any questions here. All right, no, good. Okay, so let's move on. So after we find out what pages we want to build here, we're like, okay, great. Okay, we ran that. A lot more are not recommended here. Tough niche to make money in. Tough niche to make money in here. Okay, but we do the final return on investment here, do the keyword difficulty, the easiest. Like, okay, we want to do condos for sale, city heights condos, and new homes in this, right? And so for these, we're going to, you can either get more keyword ideas based on these if you wanted, or we're going to find the boosting keywords, which is the same as clicking Keyword Spy. And these are all in the United States. So I'll put United States, and I'll say I could get free rank tracking for these too if I wanted, by clicking this rank tracking, and I'll say continue. So you can see it's going to pop up, blink. It's running 3 different reports for me now. And we can see these reports if we go to reports. And that would be the second portion, right? So traditionally, after the finding the ranking opportunities, what happens is we find the boosting on-page keywords. Typically, what we would used to do in SEO is we would manually look at the SERP. You're like, what's the SERP? This is the SERP. So the SERP is the search results engine page. So this is the SERP, right? So this is the search engine results page. And we'd check to see the competitors here, and we'd see, okay, how much are they? I'm an actor. What the hell? Since when was I an actor? I didn't make this. Oh, I have an SEO video show. Woohoo! I was a guest on this show. Yes, I was. I was a guest on this guy's show. That's true. Okay, wow. I have an IMDb. So you do a search, and these are the search results. Typically, in the past, what we would do is we'd look at each one of these pages, and we'd see, okay, you know, how are they? They have a keyword in the H1. They have a keyword in the title. What else do they have here? How many times do they say the keyword? Okay, great. Foobar, 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 foobar. Fantastic. I guess that's what I'll do, and I guess that'll work, right? And you'd either check the top one or you check the last one. Let's go to here, please. Boom. You check this one and see, okay, how many times do these guys say the keyword? Oh, they say foobar here. Okay, where else do they say it? Blah, 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 blah. You go down to this one and this one, excuse me, and you keep going until you're totally foobarred, right? You'd keep going, spending hours doing this, trying to suss out what the ranking factors are from trying to be a psychic, right? Trying to psychically get, what are the ranking factors? I'll eyeball it, I'm so smart, I can outsmart Google and I can see all the ranking factors with my naked eye. And I can just do this per page like a magic man. Sorry, it doesn't work that way anymore. There are far, far, far too many on-page ranking factors that are the whole thing you're looking at as a ranking factor. Like people want to isolate, sorry, my hair's bugging me. The bangs thing, people want to isolate the title tag and the H1 and the top paragraph and then bury their head in the sand like an ostrich for the rest of the page. But I'm sorry to tell you, in SEO University, we reverse engineered Google's algorithms, and we have multiple Google leaks that we're going off of, and we know for a fact the entire thing is a ranking factor, right? You could get all the keywords right in the title, the H1, and the top paragraph by copying your competitor. You could also get them totally wrong too, by the way. Google will put up pages that have terrible SEO just because, to throw us off, to see if people click it. Maybe it has a unique answer it likes. There's far, far, far more under heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. SEO doesn't work that way anymore, just with the title, H1, and top paragraph. It just doesn't. I'm sorry. Again, hard on the sleeve, telling you the truth, no matter how hard it is to hear. SEO doesn't work that way. Those spots are important, like every other spot on the page is important, just as almost equally important. So there's no way to human eyeball this anymore. This is why we built SEO Copilot, because we realized in SEO University, and again, SEO University probably manages 10 million at least. I know one guy doing 5 million a quarter in my group. So that's times 20. That's probably another. SEO University students manage probably, and this is a conservative estimate, probably $25 million US per year. That's how much money our knowledge gets us, right? That's how much trust our knowledge in SEO gets us, is $25 million US per year. That's what we manage in terms of organic budgets. I'm not saying that's how much we make for ourselves, sadly. That's a lot of us are, senior SEOs at this company or that company, or run agencies that do SEO for this big company or that big company, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But some of them make a lot of money, good money. Probably pocketing, taking home, we're probably well over a few $1 million, all of us together. So you need to learn from that knowledge. And what that knowledge knows is that, look at guys, the dawn of AI is upon us, we said. This is it. The process we have to do keyword competitive research that we used to do, which we didn't do to get the ranking factors. We single variable tested that. We know what the ranking factors are. We're just looking at competitors to see what their signals are and what we need to match. And it was taking over 10 hours per page. And we're like, that's it. There's no way. There's no way to be competitive at 10 hours per page. You just cannot. You don't have the final return on investment. You cannot be competitive at 10 hours per page. You need to bring that down to like 1 hour a page, maximum, if you want to be competitive in SEO. That's just the way that it is, right? And if you're like, Josh, how come other people say otherwise? Again, because they have no idea what they're talking about, right? They don't manage the budgets we manage. They don't know what we know. They're on the way out. They don't realize it yet. Their car is not efficient enough, and Charlize Theron and everybody else is getting past them, and they're like, I'm doing great. And they don't realize they're on the E, and that's about to end, right? Or they got a big semi truck that is fueled by Coca-Cola money and doesn't really, as just an example, this is not an advertisement for Coca-Cola. And they don't realize that the writing, they would succeed no matter what. But the writing might be on the wall for their job, however, because at some point the CEO is going to go, "What are we ranking for? Just Coca-Cola, just our brand name? What have you done for us, really? What are you doing? Like, what extra new business are you bringing to us?" Fired, right? That happens. So I don't want to see that happen to you. SEO University and SEO Copilot, whichever you decide to join, are here to help you succeed in SEO. And that is our goal. That is all we do, right? My job is for you to succeed. If you succeed, you can keep paying me money for SEO Copilot or SEO University to stay into the information loop, to get our information, to get our knowledge, to get our consulting, especially when it comes down to difficult situations, right? The higher money you make, the harder the rankings. The harder the rankings, the more you need to go off book. And you need to be like, what's going on here, Josh? We need to analyze it and get on our keyboards and analyze it and get in our group and talk about, I think this is happening, that's happening, this. Remember this test we did? That wasn't a ranking factor, so it must be this, blah, 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 blah. We're like specialists, doctors, right? And it's inevitable in your SEO, you're going to run to a point where you need specialists. If you're making, statistically, if you're ranking that much or making that much money, statistically, you're probably going to need specialists. The time of just being able to wing it in SEO is quickly coming to a close. So we're here. That's great. We're here to help you out. Now, so you're like, okay, Josh, great. I get it. They used to do keyword research manually by looking at this. That's not really feasible for the future. Fine, got it. Then how does it work? What do we do? Well, this is what you do. You might also be like, okay, Josh, so I guess in here, your AI is going to automatically see all the things we need to look at. And then from there, we can create from these reports that your Keyword Spy report thing does. From there, we can kind of analyze, and the reports that I ran before are already done. I can look at my competitors and I can start to see what they have here and check their headings and things like that. The answer is, yeah, you can do that if you want, but it's totally not required at all. Here's the good news about AI. And because we've tested it in SEO University, we've completely rebuilt the models that Google uses to rank OnPage. The BERT the transformer AI, RankBrain, which is the biggest on-page on-site ranking algorithm that they have, TWBERT, vector embedding, the helpful content model, the review model, the quality models, the experience, expertise, authority, and trust models. We have AIs reverse engineered for all of those, right? There's not just one AI doing on-page ranking. There's like 20 under the umbrella of RankBrain. And we know this for a fact because here in SEO Universities, you could see some of our wins here recently, some of our wins by using SEO Copilot, by also using our knowledge here. Here's another one. Here's another one. Also for local, here's a bunch of 1s and 2s for local. We use it for both. Here, here's a major leak that we got from the Search Norwich conference. This is an actual leak from Google, and it's how RankBrain works. It's a difference between this click age probability and the site quality score. And so, usually in this course, I go deep into this. I'm not going to do that today. I'm just gonna keep it surface level. But if anyone has any questions about how this works, let me know. I'd be happy to explain. But it's very important for determining how these models work, especially RankBrain. Okay. So anyway, all you do after in keyword discovery, after you find the searches you want to build pages for today, because they have the best final return on investment, or they're the easiest that will make you the most money, then you run the reports. When the reports are over, as these ones here are now, all you do is click AI article, and you can get it generating these things here. And I'll go over this in a second. I just want to click these and get them going, so I have something to work on with you afterwards. So you click AI article and just have them build. You don't need to, if you're doing substance building, if you're building up pages to boost up your content, And even if you are going to do surgical, what we call surgical SEO afterwards. So there used to be something called spray and pray. So spray and pray used to be building as many pages as possible and see what sticks. Surgical SEO or artisanal SEO is doing by hand SEO on money pages to make them rank as high as possible. This spray and pray is to throw as much at the wall and see what sticks and move from there. We do something in the middle called targeted carpet bombing. And targeted carpet bombing is a phrase I got from the Apple Plus show, Masters of the Air. It was a neat show if you're looking for something to watch. If you got Apple Plus, it was about World War II and about the Allied bombers, the Canadian and American bombers who went over and they were deployed and housed out of the UK, who do daytime bombing, which the UK thought they were nuts because it was too easy. It was very easy for the Germans to shoot them down. They had like something like a 50% success rate or death rate or something like that, something crazy, like just stupid. But they got the job done, right? That's where targeted carpet bombing comes from. Yeah, they're dropping a bunch of bombs, but they're not 20 kilometers off like sometimes the Brits were dropping it at night. They're like 200 meters off at maximum. They're like 0.2 clicks off. And they get the targeted carpet bombing all in the right area. That's what we do when we're building up the pages for the site. So if you're building up the pages for the site, do you need to look at these reports and worry about them and go and come in here and do anything? No, not really. My AI has already analyzed everything you need. It's rebuilt the RankBrain model for you, and these are the RankBrain entities that are important. We also have the other phrase entities which are important here, as per the competitors. BERT has the same thing, but it also has the particular, it has the competitors, but it has the AI analysis of the entities that could be important, and it's got something very important that people don't realize is necessary, the query intent. It's actually in the Google Leak that we use to build this, it's actually called query interpretation, but I call it query intent here because that's what the rest of the SEO world calls it. And basically we know that if people are searching for new homes in Almaden Valley, San Jose, we're looking for new construction homes for sale in Almaden Valley, San Jose, and information on living in Almaden Valley and housing market insights. So this is what your page needs to be about. When they type in this query, it's like they typed in these queries together. And that's, I don't know if you noticed, but when we click to generate an article, or it's already going here. When we click to generate an article, this is the topic it's going to use unless you decide to overwrite the topic, which I'll show you in a second. The other thing that we do and you can come in here and look at your competitors, you can check the headings, you can see the kind of pages they're building and be like, okay, I see the kind of pages they're building. You can also check the main entities. You can check here, BERT, you can see what's the main entity here. San Jose, California, for sale, homes for sale, great, okay. These entities are really strong in terms of absolute frequency, how many times they're mentioned in the top 100. Almaden Valley, San Jose, for sale in Almaden is way under this one, however. So there's going to be a chief entity here that this is about. Probably it's going to be about new homes, construction homes. New construction homes is the main entity. So we're going to write about that quite a lot. We've already sussed that out for you. You don't need to guess about that or think about that. And another thing here that's a major ranking factor that people don't realize is page type. In SEO for years, to make it easier on ourselves, we've kind of fibbed to ourselves and everyone else that there's like only 5 page types. There's an e-commerce page, and there's a category page, and there's an informational page, there's a blog page. Wrong. That's totally wrong. Google definitely does not break it down into those kinds of general gross classifications. In fact, we've learned something highly remarkable, that Google has a major ranking factor in RankBrain incorporated called something called, we call DOM vector. Now, what is DOM? DOM stands for the document object model. The document object model is the node graph like this that gets built from your web page, right? They spider your web page, like you see. There's like this one here's got body, got HTML tags. They spider your web page and build these elements out into nodes in a document object model. And it's actually the document object model that Google indexes and caches in their index. And also, not only this, but they do math on it to determine what people like, what they click, and what people like in a particular niche. For example, in this one, it ends up, this is the kind of page type you need. You need property listings, you need property images, you need a property title, you need a location, you need a price, you need to say new open house, you need to have more images, another open house, you need to have customer reviews, you need to have ratings, and you need to ultimately have this kind of table, and you need to have an all rights reserved. These are the kind of artifacts that Google is looking for people who want to approach spot number one rankings. The further you away statistically from this HTML, exactly as it is here, the further you are away statistically from this HTML, the worse you're going to rank. And it's a pretty major ranking factor. It's like 7 or 8 spots when we tested it. So you could have all of your on-page done exactly correctly in terms of the front-facing page, in terms of like this text here. Let me go here. You could have all the right words, but a totally different design, and you don't have any ratings, you don't have any houses, you don't have any stuff like that. I think you already know what's going to happen to your rankings. They're not going to work. And so people have noticed that, well, I need an e-commerce page because they call this an e-commerce page. Okay, if that's what you want to call it, I call it the exact right page for this exact right niche, because that's how Google looks at it. And the great news is that's what our AI does for you. It looks through, on the top 100, it looks through tens of thousands of lines of HTML and code and analyzes the vectorization of this, that is to say the mathematical, not the mean, not the average, but what skews towards spot number one rankings, that vectors towards spot number one rankings. And it builds the page as an amalgamation of that. So it's like, okay, look, you need a header tag. In the header tag, you need an H1 tag. Under that, you need a main tag, and you need a section tag in it. And this section tag needs a class attribute. And it goes that far. And the class attribute needs to say property listings, because that's what most of them said, that skewed towards position number one, etc., 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 etc. Even this and this are ranking factors. And so again, most people don't even realize these are ranking factors, never mind have a tool to automatically do all this for them in under like 5 minutes in some cases, and allows you to just go and build and skip out on 20 hours of research you would have needed to do. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's literally the difference between success and failure right there. That's literally the difference between a boring ass stupid job and a fun SEO job that's going to succeed, and a boring ass SEO job that's going to eventually fail sooner rather than later. That's not the kind of thing that you want, right? So that's amazing. That's fantastic that we have that. So it's made a major addition to something that we have, and that's something we're very, 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 very proud of. So the good news is, yeah, we do all that keyword spying for you, but keyword spy is so powerful, you never need to really spy on your competitors again, unless you're doing surgical SEO and like the keyword's worth 60 grand a month, and you need to spend a lot of time. It's the vanity keyword of the client, or it's your most important keyword. Then yes, my AI that does a pretty good job, 85% of the time, getting 85% of pages, 85% of the way that it needs to go, which is good enough for targeted carpet bombing for sure. The rest of the time, you need to check it just to make sure you've got everything done correctly. Okay, does anyone have any questions about that? Guys, here in the chat, you have any questions? Alberto, any questions? If you do, let me know. Otherwise, give me a thumbs up if you don't have any questions. Anyone on the tube views watching, you guys have any questions about that? Don't know how far back you guys are, but let me know if you have any questions. Guys, please ask questions. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you might have. Throw them at me. Go ahead, please. Okay, so that's great. So the reports are all here under reports. The AI articles are already generated here for 2 of these, like City Heights Condos, San Jose. You can see we've already got an AI article generated, and some SEO scores are already tabulated, which is fantastic. Oh yeah, and today, by the way, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you a secret sneak preview of a new feature we have, which is going to be fantastic. So then last but not least, let's go here to the article builder and discuss the final portions here. The other question we normally have, the people ask, is okay, great. Your AI generated this with a higher level of quality and more helpfulness and expertise than I ever could have, because I don't know the condominium market in San Jose. So that's a good thing. And you notice it has the image gallery, it has the tables that we were talking about you needed. It has the 2003 thing. There's areas, it has pricing that we needed, et cetera, et cetera. We're missing some images, definitely for sure, but we have a link to the image gallery, or reminding you, hey, you should have an image gallery here. See, so my AI is reminding you, it can't generate images, so you're gonna have to add them yourself, which is easy to do. Get them from the client, or you generate them in Midjourney. And there's major ranking factors in images. If you do it right, you can squeeze another 3 or 4 ranking spots up if you do your images correctly. So you also notice it's using main section H2. It's using the HTML that we were talking about, quite a bit of it. So that's good. So the last thing you need to do now is you need to check out the SEO scores. My high quality version 2.1 beta writer does a very good job in getting as many of these scores in the green as possible. There's only 2 scores which are out of the green here, which is the semantic score and the predictability length, which I'll talk about in a second, how to get those in the green and what they mean. So you would need to tailor those, ideally. And in the SEO area here, you're going to want to also run spam scores on all of these as well. And down here, you'll notice there's some competitor data, a little bit of it. We're not using the word sale, so that's fantastic. We need to add that one in as well. Okay, so let's talk about these. So the last thing you need to do is get the SEO scores in the green. So let me go through the scores and determine and show you which ones are the more important ones. The most important score here is the semantic score. It most strongly correlates with rankings, right? And believe it or not, you need to be in a range. You need to be in the range between 82 and 92. So if we go look at the other one, you're going to see this happens sometimes with pages. If I go to this other one here, I think this was the other one. I think I was working on this one. Yeah. Okay, this one's better. This will be a better example. Okay, so you see that the other one was under, this one is over, right? This one needs only 400 words approximately. Check to see how many competitors we got here. We got a good smattering of competitors. That's good. So we have a good breadth to work against here. We could always rerun the report if we wanted to as well. It would only take another 20 minutes. So this one's a bit over. This one's a bit over. This one's over. This one is dialed in. So let me show you how to get these ones in the green. So as I was saying, the Google, we have four SEO scores. And we do that on purpose because there are, like I said, multiple aspects in which a page is scored for its OnPage. We've been able to break it down, the 20 or so different aspects, into 4 separate distinct scores, which is good for you. Instead of dealing with 20 scores, which is the realistic way, we break it down into 4, which is good. I mean, there's more scores here. There's a spam score for each one of these very important SEO elements, like URL, title, meta description, which our AI has analyzed the entities for the title, and our AI has analyzed the entities for the meta description, which is even better. And you notice they're not the same entities. That's another misconception in SEO that I'll point out, that the rest of SEO thinks that the important entities for title, one, they think it comes from one AI. It doesn't. It comes from like 5 at least. 2, they think that's the same entities across the whole page. It's not. The meta description has its own AI to analyze and for entities to have in it. And yeah, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 different ones here for that. And then we have 1, 2, 3 on top of that. So we have up to 10 SEO scores, which are going to be very important that you need to work on trying to get into the green. Now, so this one here, as I was saying, you need to be in the range. And believe it or not, under optimization is worse than over optimization. Under optimization ranks worse than going over. You can go over this number 42, the meaning of the universe, the meaning of life. For anyone who've read Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, 42. You're not gonna. Do you have the answer to the meaning of life? You're not gonna like it. What is it? 42. That's what happens when AI becomes sentient. It starts telling us nonsensical things. So you could be a few points over this, statistically speaking. It looks like the API is down or taking a long time. We rely on APIs for everything. AI are different APIs for everything. We use a smattering of all the different kinds of AIs that are out there, and we built our own AI agents. We had AI agents before the phrase AI agent was a thing. We've been doing this for 3 years. So we have SEO AI agents that are working for you to get these scores for you. So I need to drop this down to between 32 and 42. I want to look quickly now at the competitor HTML widgets. Okay, so we need descriptions, we need customer reviews, contact information, and we need an image here. Great. Okay, and we need mail tos and phone numbers, and we need a quote. All right, great. That's what we need. So we have more information that's probably necessary, and it duplicated it up a little bit. So that can happen sometimes. Sometimes we need a smaller page. So what we'll do here is I will get rid of this. Boom. And I will add this at the end. So we just make some quick little changes here, boom, like that. Then I will save it. Okay. So those are some of the little changes we can make. We want to put the image in here. The image is already there for you. You just need to generate it in the Midjourney or get it from the client. So the Google Semantic Score, you could think of it like keyword density. It's the most important score that we have. It highly and very strongly correlates with rankings, right? We do these massive data. We've single variable tested all of this and these entities you need to stuff in. And it's not just about stuffing it in the H1 in the top paragraph. It's about stuffing all these entities here and counting up all of them, all these little words, even the stop words, counting up all of them and having them somewhere in the content. A breadth of content is just as important as a depth of content in 2025 SEO. So that's another reason why writing it yourself, you probably are going to have some trouble. Because my HQA writer, my AI agent, HQA writer, was given these topics to write about. And we've done a massive statistical data correlative analysis to get all of those entities, like keyword density, put in here in the right frequency and ratios, and that's what this score represents. And we've single variable tested that is indeed how Google does their rankings, and so that's why we do it that way. Again, we manage $25 million worth of organic budget per year. This is the tool we use. We're not about to risk that money and risk our jobs. So you can rest assured that we're doing it the correct way, or as correct as possible that exists out there. But just to confirm it, I've also done massive statistical data correlative analyses. I've done a master's degree. I was also doing a PhD in science-related fields like neuroscience, psychology, and philosophy was the other field, interdisciplinary. at York University in Toronto. And as you can imagine, neuroscience and social psychology, and psychology mostly, uses massive surveys and statistics to come to scientific conclusions. And they have a standard mathematical formula, which is used in science worldwide to determine whether or not your massive data correlative analyses is statistically significant. And we have well surpassed, I've broken out the math for that I learned in my PhD and done the math, and we are well beyond the mathematical threshold, the statistical threshold for statistical validity, for scientific validity. So you can take these scores pretty much to the bank. They are very important for rankings. The most important one is this one. If there's any score you want to be green, it's definitely this one. I would get them all in the green, but if there's any score you want to be green, it's definitely this one. This one is kind of a no-brainer. You need to get this one in the green. And what you need to do to get it in the green will differ. If it's under this, then you need to add content by doing the plus scores. If it's over this, which it is, then you need to remove content or use the minus scores, and it'll bring the scores down. The next most important SEO score that our system automatically adjudicates for you, and you don't have to reverse engineer. All you have to do is just tweak some buttons to get it in the green, saving you thousands of hours, is the average predictability length and the spam scores. The spam scores highly correlate with rankings, although not as much as this one, and the average predictability length highly correlates with rankings, although I admit not as much as this one. There's definitely something causal here. Now, if you're like, Josh, I don't think that Google has spam algorithms. I've got news for you. Yes, Google has spam algorithms. Does anybody recognize this? This is the Google API Content Warehouse. This was their private GitHub repo that has all of their ranking factors in it that they accidentally leaked and made public for 2 days. We got our hot little hands on it, and we've tested the crap out of this. And yes, Google has spam algorithms, right? They directly look for spam in Spam Brain, Site, List. Spam Brain, you've heard of it, is a major Google ranking factor, right? It's real. They're not lying. Also, quality. Quality is another major factor that they do track. Look how many times it says quality in this document. 600 times, 700 times, 1,000 times. Quality is one of the most important ranking factors there is. Quality score, quality scores, quality scores, quality sensitive, quality special, quality. Quality is one of the most important ranking factors that exists. And so that is what we are tracking in many ways here in the average predictability link score and in the spam scores for the various different places. As I mentioned, there's this different, your URL could be spammy, but the rest of it could be normal, and vice versa. Your title could be spammy, but everything else could be normal, et cetera, et cetera. So you need to get these two in the green as well. Heat is the least correlative with Google's rankings, I will admit, because just because you're helpful doesn't mean you're on topic. So this one correlates with rankings the least, I will admit. It still does correlate with rankings. If you have a lot of 6s in here and get red scores in here, 7 is barely a pass, by the way. 7 is you need a C just to get a passing grade in this, and 7 is barely a pass. If it was 6, this would be red and it wouldn't have passed. And it's saying, are you insightful and do you have interesting information? Is it seemingly mass-produced by just an AI? Yeah, close, because it was. Is it made just for search engines? Is it looks like you're mass-producing? Is it use automation? Are you mainly just summarizing what others have said without adding much value? You need to add value here. Now, the irony is that this is always, my AI article does a very good job giving good tables of data, pros and cons, key considerations, frequently asked questions. It does a really good job typically of ensuring that the article is a high quality article, right? It's the kind of article, generally speaking, as long as you don't have SEO stuffing and spamming, which is what this is going to talk about here, that it's a high quality article. I call it HEAT, the HEAT score. Why do I call it that? Because it includes the helpfulness, which is a direct, you remember the helpful content update? They do check for how helpful your page is. And they do that by determining how much expertise and experience you're speaking with. If you're speaking with authority, giving expert pro tips of someone who's been in this industry for like 30 years, and therefore you're trustworthy. And more, the HEAT score is dialing in to be correlative with rankings. But I do admit, and it should be green anyway, and just by generating from our system, it probably will be green. But I do admit that it is, out of all three, it is the most correlative to rankings. If you put my boots to the fire and say, hey, Josh, which scores here are the least correlative of rankings, scientifically speaking, I will confess it is this one, which is ironic because it's the easiest to get in the green. At least it's the easiest if you're generating with my system. If you're not generating with my system, this can be still in the red. It can be very difficult. How do you get this one in the green? It's very easy. You go to the content, you go to helpful content update, you start, okay, demonstrate firsthand knowledge and a depth of expertise. Generate all this content for me. And if I wanted to add content, this could be a great way of adding content. I could say, okay, add all this for me. And then tell me about the amenities. Tell me the community is well maintained. Tell me these factoids, which are coming from an expert perspective, which are hugely, hugely important and may not have been mentioned enough here. And then what I would do, quite frankly, is I would just say, yeah, let's add this, add this, add this, add this, or I can copy all this and come down to CP here and say, okay, cancel, 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 cancel. Come down here and say, please homogenize these, if only I could type, these expert tips into sections of text with H2 headers. I paste this all in here and say go. And CP, our trusty co-pilot, AI agent, that is a complex, it's a complex AI. It's not just the same as using like ChatGPT, for example. It does have some more access to things in the system. It says, okay, here you go. Here's that all that that information you wanted to add, but here it is all in paragraph and H2s. And if I wanted to, I could just copy and paste this in here, and I would be modifying the scores automatically. The other thing which is really good to add here is the product review AI. You might be like, Josh, but it's not about a product. And I would say, yes, it is. Every web page is about a product. You're selling something. On every single web page, we are selling something. It's all a product, right? So you do need to worry about the product review AI. We are reviewing something, we're informing about something, we're selling a product. The product review AI can give you boosts if you give it the words, the verbiage it's looking for. So what kind of verbiage is it looking for? Well, you want to express expert knowledge about products where appropriate. You want to add a pros and cons. I like this one, identify key decision-making factors. This is one that sometimes doesn't get talked about enough, key decision-making factors. That's exactly the kind of thing that Google wants to give the users, are the key decision-making factors here. So that will help the content be even more informative. And that's how you would get the heat score in the green if you needed to, although this is already in the green, this score, because my AI has already done a pretty darn good job at building it. Here's some bigger and better pros maybe. And here's the key decision-making factors. Location, that's what they say in real estate. It's about location, location, location. It's about proximity to work, schools, public transportation, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. All right, so, however, the heat score is in the green, so I don't have to add any of that content. In fact, we're in the rare case where I need to reduce the content. So that's not a problem at all. Reducing the content's really easy. All I do is I go down I already deleted some. All I do is I go down to the bottom and I start stripping out some of the entities that it's talking about by using the minus scores. I try to find paragraphs that look bigger, like these ones, and say minus. and it's going to change the wording. It's not going to be doing as much SEO stuffing. And I'm going to do this one. That might be enough. And it does a little bit better job of writing. All right, so we'll run this. Now you see, boom, it's perfect. Now it's in. This one will be better. It'll be lower. Now, because this is the second most important one, 4.13 is really the 4.13 is the limit here. So really, we're only 0.33 over it, really, 0.34 over it. I could leave this alone. I'll rerun all the spam scores as well, or at least the highest spam score. So that one is the H1. It's not crazy about the H1, but I'm going to leave the H1 as it is. And I'll tell you why in a second. And now it's rerunning the body score. Let me tell you about the H1 now. You notice how the H1 is 60%, and when it's done doing this check, system's busy, a lot of people must be using it. When it's done doing this check, I'll be able to read the readout of what it says about this. But you notice here the average is 80%. You are lower than the competitors, right? That's probably the best thing to do, is be lower than the competitor, not per this number, but per this number over per area. Because quite frankly, what this tells me is that a lot of people here are talking about the different entities, right? It does mention City Heights. It provides a descriptive phrase. However, it lacks specificity about the type of living condos, does not serve the likely query intent of anyone looking for information directly related to condos. And so you could see here in the partial match, they're mentioning the entities at least twice in the H1 here, 1.83 times, and the H2s, they're mentioning it 5.33 times. So the entities here are going to be City Heights, condos, San Jose. So we know that we can be City Heights condos. City Heights condos is really, we could add condos here, a premier urban living experience in San Jose. So we could probably add that. And although the H1 is going to complain about this probably when I run it again, all the other competitors are mentioning this as well. We can also check that to be sure. We can be like, okay, now we're totally on par with them. We can go here to competitors. Remember, we can go check headings. City Heights condominiums. Yep, they said it. City Heights high rises. Yeah, same thing. City Heights condos. Didn't find an H1. Didn't find one. City Heights. Yeah, they're mentioning it. So really, they're mentioning City Heights condos. We can mention City Heights condos. In fact, if they mention City Heights condos, which is the primary entity here, City Heights condos is the primary entity being added to the secondary entity of San Jose, we need to be mentioning City Heights condos, right? In fact, I should check to see how many times we mention City Heights condos. Nope. City Heights, how many times are we mentioning this? 12 times. How many times we mentioned condos with it? 6 times. That's fine, that's good. Including the alt. Where else are we saying it? Down here, City Heights condos. Oh, it's showing up here as well. So yeah, I need to scroll to see where the color is. Okay, great. So I might even do this. City Heights condos overview. I might do that as well. I might do that as well. Okay. So now you might be like, Josh, okay, that's great, but isn't your spam score going to complain? Isn't the body score going to be like, you're stuffing this entity in here? I can get rid of, first off, I'll get rid of the alt. This alt shouldn't be here. Just remember you need an image there. Now the H1 is as high as 80%. It's, oh, and the title is pissed off too. The H1 is as high as 80%. Yeah, but that's matching the competitors, right? The body tag is like, oh, that's fine. Okay. You're saying it naturally. That's fine. All right. So I'm going to leave this, right? If my competitors are saying it in the H1, I want to say it too. If my competitors are not saying in the H1, I don't want to say it. So this is a great example because usually we're working in way less SEO'd niches than this one. And usually I'm saying, you got to remove the keywords, guys, can't be spammy. And some people have taken that to mean that you never want the keywords there. That's not what I'm saying. You got to match your competitors, and it told me by the spam score of 80% that I could go up higher. And to confirm it, I just went to competitors and took a quick look. So that's doing a bit more surgical SEO, but that's fine. Let's see what is the problem. City Heights condos, San Jose. Yeah, that's the EMQ. Discover your dream condo in downtown San Jose. In City Heights. 2025. So let's save that. Let's move my big talking face. Rerun the spam score here. Now we notice our competitors on the title score, I don't know if you noticed, for the spam score was 50%. So as long as we're 50% or under, we're fine. Condo, park, downtown, units, interesting. Some of those would help. But we don't want too long of a title tag. If it can fit in this thing, it can fit in Google. This thing is a good approximate. But you notice it's fine now. It's like, okay, you're 0%. Everyone else is fairly spammy on that. Fairly spammy on it. Let's see. Yeah. Now, did we say condo and park in here? Refresh this. No, it doesn't look like we have said it. Let's refresh this. Condo and park. Okay, so here's 2 spread entities that we're missing. So I'm fine with these spam scores the way they are, given the competitors. So what was it? We need to add condo and park. Okay. A sleek high-rise condo promises a lifestyle. Is City Heights a park? Let's put park here. That also breaks up the maybe going a little too much with these here. Is City Heights in San Jose a park? Let's see. Can I call it that? Is it a park? Does the word park show up here? Parking adjacent to Pellier Park. Okay, we'll say that. Okay, adjacent to Pellier Park and home to 124 Chic Flats and Lofts, blah, 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 blah. There we go. Save that. I've put in those 2 entities that are missing. Come back here, boom, 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 gonzo. So if I really want to do a surgical job, now I can go into entities and I can see, okay, what other entities are we not mentioning here that are highly scored? Sort by score. You're like, okay, yeah, we've said this, just not in this exact phrase. We say park, we say this, we say this. Okay, CA, unit, rent, new. We don't talk about units at all, and that's a pretty highly scored entity. And rent and new. Okay, new unit or rent. Whether you desire a new unit or to rent an apartment. I think I saw apartment there as well. There you go. Its prime location provides effortless this, that, blah, 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 blah. Rent an apartment. There we go. Boom. Save that. Now let's go here, refresh this, go to entities, go to score, and see, okay, now we should have, yeah, now I'm just missing CA, I was missing apartments. Apartment, I misspelled apartment, probably is the problem. Yes, that's the problem, boom. There we go. So we got apartment. New unit housing. Housing, we needed housing as well. There we go, added that. Condominium. Condominium. City Heights condominium overview. There we go. Now we're going to have condominium as well. And then anything beneath that, like the scores go up to 23. So anything that's beneath that, probably not as important, although I could really make sure I say every entity to have the breadth. And there we go, we're done. This page is done. I can copy and paste it as it is to WordPress. Between you and me, it probably should have an image. How would I get an image for this? Do you guys want to see how I would do that? Is anybody interested in see how let's get some response. Is anybody interested to see how I would do the image for this thing? AU says, Josh, how do you normally amend articles, especially when you don't have enough expertise in subject it covers? I definitely get the AI to generate it, and then I add content from the content section, as I showed you. How to decide the article is of a good quality to be published. If all the scores are in the green, and you have the breadth and the spread, and if you've matched the main entities of your competitors, then it's good. That's when you should be publishing it. Sean asks, is it just a matter of time before Google penalizes these articles as AI spam? No, I don't believe so. Google has not said so. Why would they? They want to use AI for everything, so I don't see why they would ever penalize AI spam. None of our testing has shown they're going to do that. What my testing has shown is they're going to penalize low quality AI spam. So you definitely need to have quality content, that's for sure. But you can do it at scale with AI, and Google is perfectly fine with it as long as you're in the green. Sean asks, is this actually live? And the answer is yes, it's live. Duff says, hello, Josh. Hello, Duff. I have just a little experience about SEO, but want to really understand the practical side of it. Great. Please, what's the name of the tool you use? It's called SEO Copilot. SEO Copilot AI. It's here at SEOCopilotAI.com. And if you wait around to the end, I'll give you a chance to win a coupon to get a huge discount on SEO Copilot. I have got big discounts and gifts coming up, guys. So stay tuned. Great. Okay, so what was that? I was saying something here. I can't remember what I was talking about. I was saying something. But oh yeah, right. Do you guys want to see? Oh, that's what Brad's saying. Yes, he wants to see how I do the Midjourney. Okay, so I use Midjourney for this. I don't know why it keeps coming up to this image. I don't know what could have attracted me to this all the time, but here's Midjourney for you. They have a lot of really awesome images on here if you just want to check to see what other people are making. It's really impressive, really interesting. Oh, that's colorful. That's beautiful. I love that. Oh, wow, look at that crazy cat. Cute. Anyway, okay, so what I'll do here, I'll go to create. What I would do is, okay, making an image for this. I'll show you some secrets. Let's go to City Heights Condos, San Jose, and let's do a search for this. Let's go to Google, do a search for this, and go to images. Be like, okay, now let's go and do City Heights Condos, even better. City Heights Condos, City Heights Condos. Let's look for the ones that actually have the kind of picture we want. Because you see there's a difference. There's these, okay, yeah, this is City Heights Condos. This is City Heights from the outside. This is them from the inside. And that is the image we want. We want this one, really, probably more. We probably want two images. We want this image of the outside, and we want the image of the inside. The image of the inside, unless it's illegal or something, we could probably fake it. If you could take a picture of the condo or get it from the competitor, get it from the customer or your client, that'd probably be better. If we have a fake outside building, it probably would be worse, but just to do as a placeholder, we could probably do it and change it afterwards. I could also steal this picture maybe and flip it around 180 and then maybe get away with it. I don't know. That's a little chintzy. So let me show you how I do this inside one. Okay. So I'm going to take this City Heights condo and copy the image. Then I'm going to go here and I'm actually going to do it here in Midjourney because it's easier to do it in Midjourney. You see, I was doing one here for a competitor. I'm going to paste the image in here. Boom. Then I'm going to take this one, which is another inside picture. I'm going to copy this image. And I'm going to go boom. You can do it here like this, or what you can do is you can go to, I'll show you how to do it the front-facing one. Paint. Who uses Discord for Midjourney and who uses the front-facing one? Boom. Crop. I'll save this as condo 2 on my desktop. And then I'll do this, and then I'll paste in this one, crop, and I'll save this as condo 1. I could do it that way too. And then I'll go here to Midjourney and I will choose a file here. I'll choose condo 1. And I will choose another file here. I'll do condo 2. And then I will move this here. Oh, this one and this one. Great. And I will say a high res photograph of a what is it? City Heights condo in San Jose. 8K and I will do -- image weight 2. So that I think that works here to do that this way. And then we will go to create. All right. So I've given an image weight of 2. It means it should use the image a lot. And so here we go. It gives me an image I can use. Beep, 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 beep. And we look at, we say, okay, how do these look? That one is, wow, it's stunning, but the image doesn't quite come out quite right. Oops. I clicked the vary button. Here's another one that has both the building and the condo. I'm looking for something that looks almost exactly like the ones that we put in. In terms of the color, in terms of the table, in terms of the furniture, in terms of the lines here, I want to match this. Oh, this is the one we put in here? Oh, it does have a window to the outside. Great. Okay, I can use the ones with the window to the outside. Oh, okay. I didn't even notice that. Okay, so you can rerun it a couple times and be like, this is startling. This one, I mean, these don't have any windows to the outside. They need windows to the outside. So this would be the only one that's usable from the first batch. And you look for any weird artifacts, and it's like, okay, this one's great. It's usable. It doesn't look as sexy, though. This one looks pretty sexy. That's sexier. And you notice it has the same angle I'm looking for in terms of that V that we had on this other image. So I'll probably use that one. Oh, this one's good, too. But it's not as sexy. This one's pretty sexy. And it's got the V, it's showing the outside. Yeah. And this one, I don't know. They're a toss-up. So this one is pretty good. The colors look right. The V looks right. The math of this image is close to mathing to this image and close to mathing to this image, I think, is pretty good. So then we say, great, okay. So then we take this image and then we need to save it out. We would need to put it in here. You can copy and paste it if you want here to see what it looks like, but you're going to need to upload it to WordPress separately, and then you're going to need to add it. Pro tip, do not put the EMQ in the alt. You need to label the alt like as if it's for a blind person. So I would put picture of a high-rise condo in City Heights, San Jose. That's what I would put in the alt, because that's what this is supposed to be ostensibly. I could even put a demo picture or example picture if I wanted to avoid legal entanglements. If someone's like, that was false advertising, I thought I could get this exact apartment or condo, you'd be like, okay, fine. This is a concept image. You could put it that way too. All right, guys. So there you go. Your page is done. Copy and paste it, put it into WordPress. Move on to other pages. Again, the only reason why we're going with such a high spam score, because all the competitors are getting pretty spammy here too. I want to match their usage of keywords. If they can get away with it, I want to get away with it. A quick little check helped me out with it. And I need to bring it down into range here. This one's still a little higher. I could, by adding in more human words in here, which I have, I could bring this score down. by adding words in here. See how I brought it down by adding words? Now I'm only 0.1 over. This is fine. This strongly statistically correlates with position 2, 3 rankings. If this is drawing you back at all, it's not drawing you back really that much at all. I didn't tell you what average predictability was. What does this number mean? This is the number of words you're allowed to have. It's not actually words, it's word pieces called tokens, but let's just use the word words for now. This is the number of words you're allowed per sentence that on average would be the business basic prosaic kind of writing that a poorly programmed AI or a poorly briefed writer would do. And I've seen humans do bad scores on this, even worse than AI does on this. At least AI is consistent in adding in the 30 years experience that you need to show that your page is the kind of page that's going to help people, giving them pros and cons. Do you want to live here? Do you want to, what are the key considerations? Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So any more questions, guys? Fire them in there if you got any more questions. AU says, how do you ensure the DOM matches the AI recommended DOM structure after being published to WordPress? That's a great question, AU. So obviously, this content piece you're working on is just the content area of your WordPress. All the rest of your WordPress is not necessarily going to match what everyone else is doing. So, but that's as much as we can do with AI. AI is not smart enough yet to be able to completely build your website from the ground up. We're working on that, but AI is not smart enough yet to do that. That's like next year's project or the year after. So I wouldn't hold your breath for it. But so yeah, when you join SEO University, we do SEO in phases. And so on phase 2, when you're going back to see if you missed anything or if anything's broken because you didn't happen to nail #1 rankings from the start, then we go back and scratch our head and go, okay, what did we do wrong? Did we do this? Did we do that? Did I miss this? Did I miss entities? What happened? Did I go a little too hard? Is this over-optimized? Do I need to peel it back? And that's where you would notice, okay, my main content piece maybe is using some of these entities that we were supposed to be using. The frequently asked questions, the table with the information we're supposed to have, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it's not using all of it or not using it in a good way. And also my WordPress site has all kinds of other stuff going on that maybe not are as helpful. You know, SEO is a complex and vast, SEO is a complex and vast endeavor. It's not just on-page. It's on-page plus a whole lot of off-page signals. And those off-page signals, here's another pro tip that is a secret that you probably wouldn't know. Links is the least important of those off-page signals. In 2025, Google relies on different kinds of off-page signals to rank you. So you're like, yeah, Josh, I know. Yeah, you need to do on-page and links. That's all SEO is. I'm sorry, SEO is far more than that. And so in SEO University, when you join, you're going to see we have different phases, and you're going to see all the different things you need to do per phase in a very easy kind of step-by-step formula. Okay, let's answer more questions. Barat says, is the image objects and colors also ranking factors as well? Smiley face. I don't know. It could very well be. Just remember that Google has Vision AI, which is effectively the Chat GPT for images. So the colors, the lines, the angles, all of that is like using the same word entities. You can't have entities in a Vision AI. What? People think entities are like one little thing from the NLP demo. No. Every AI has entities it works on, so to speak, and even the Vision AI has its own entities, but they're not words. They're collections of pixels in a certain ratio of certain colors and patterns. So I'll just leave that with you there. AU says, how domain name correlates ranking? The domain is a major ranking factor. The problem is that if you have an exact match domain, Google is going to put you under what's called the FOSS category. It's what they used to call YMYL. Now it's financial, health, and safety and security. So FHASS. It's the new classification for Google. That's their secret name for it. It's not YMYL anymore. And they did that during the Trump administration due to all the well, I'm not even going to say that. They did that due to all the propaganda and misinformation that's out there now. And so safety and security is also added to it. And any spammy site, they add to that as well. So if you have an exact match domain, you're immediately scrutinized stronger. If you can get past that scrutiny, the exact match domain helps you scream to the top. If you fail the scrutiny of how people are using your site, how the traffic is clicking around your site, which yes, Google can track all of it. There's a special way to manipulate it. When you join SEO University, I'll show you, you'll learn tons of courses on how you need to buy different kinds of traffic or acquire different kinds of traffic. In our case, we do it for free. And you need to send that traffic to different places on your website. Or you will never rank. You'll never rank. Again, SEO is a much crazier, woollier world than just OnPage and links like it used to be, whatever, 10, 15 years ago. All right, guys. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. That seems to be all the questions for now. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to give you these. I'm going to give you these things. Let me fire up a notepad here. What am I going to give you today? It feels like a gift giving day. I don't know. It feels like, what's that? Do you hear that? Do you hear that jingling on the roof? It's SEO Miss. SEO Miss has happened. Yay! Da, 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 da. It's a very intermittent holiday. It's SEO Miss. It's just a joke thing I do. Just run with it. It's SEO Miss, and today we're giving out all these SEO Miss gifts for all the good folks who stuck in there and listened and watched. So you guys see this notepad thing here. So all right. So to get these SEO Miss gifts, email me at joshbashinsky@gmail.com. All right. And so for the first 5 people who email me, the first person who emails gets a free page audit. That's right. I will audit a page for you. I'll tell you everything that's going on with the SEO for that page with a 20-minute Zoom call. I'd be happy to do that. The first person who emails for that. The first 5 people after that who email me can get into SEO University for a huge, like 90%-ish discount. SEO University back in the day used to be $500 to join. You can get in now for our tier one community access. You can learn from our community very cheaply, very effectively for only $44 per month. That's right. It's a no-brainer. Only for the cost of a dinner out, you can get all the education you need to ensure you succeed in SEO. So on that, plus if you want SEO CP coupon, no problem. Just email me. Email me, and I can definitely help you, set you up with an SEO Copilot coupon. It'd be my pleasure to do so. SEO Miss, Brat says. Yes, it's SEO Miss, my friend. It's SEO Miss time. It's come back. To all the SEO we forgot. Okay, so yeah, email me. The first person who emails and mentions this gets a free page audit with a 20-minute Zoom call. First 5 people who email me get a discount on SEO University, so that's 4 after this guy. And if you, for Tier 1 access for only $44 a month, Tier 2 access is far, far cheaper than it used to be to get you access to thousands and thousands of hours of courses. But community access can be enough to get you started. And those folks who want an SEO Copilot coupon, go ahead, email me. I'd be happy. I'm the CEO. I can give out discounts. I can do whatever the hell I want. So if you want discounts, if you want a coupon because you want to get into SEO or the costs are hard for you, let me know and I'd be happy to send you. All right, guys, do you guys have any final questions? Any other questions? Let me know. Fire them in there. Ask me anything. Ask me anything about SEO. Are you scared about something with SEO? Do you know something about SEO? Do you want to know something about SEO? Are you like, try to ask me a stumper question if you want. Ask me any question about SEO and I will be able to answer it for you in the time allotted that I have here, which is 5 minutes. So if I can answer the question in 5 minutes, I will answer the question no matter what. I can't go into 4 hours of teaching you how to do off-page signals, but I can definitely give you the start of the answer anyway. And when you join SEO University, you will get the rest of the information. Barat says, I want to join SEO University. I've been looking to join for a long time. Yay, awesome, Barat. Well, you email me, my friend, and we can get you into Tier 1 community access for only $44 a month. It's a no-brainer. I mean, just to see what we know, it's a no-brainer. Other groups are like $5,000 to buy their course or $2,000 to buy their course. It's highway robbery. I don't know how they get away with it. Ours is only $44 for community access. I highly, highly recommend it just to see what we know and to see the difference of the level of the quality of the information we know, the quality of the ranking factors that we know compared to other groups. I would highly recommend it. All right, guys, any more questions? Any more questions for folks here in Zoom? Any more questions for you guys watching on the TubeViews? Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great weekend. I know you guys are like 20 seconds, 30 seconds behind. I'll just delay a little bit to see if any more questions fire in there. Guys, the time to take advantage of SEO is now. There's still a window of at least 5, if not 20 years. You can make a killing in SEO, right? You can make a lot of money doing this. There's still $1 billion out there in SEO. People are getting into SEO. If you go to Google Trends, people say SEO is dying. It's not dying at all. The data says otherwise. If you look at the topic, search engine optimization, worldwide of the past 5 years, or was it United States? I can't remember. This number is going up. The people searching for it, interested in it, are going up. It exploded here in around the turn of this year. It exploded. People are looking for ways to make money online and make money at home. SEO is a great way to do it, but you need AI so that you are faster, stronger, more efficient, and better than everybody else. All right, guys. So thanks very much for listening. Thanks for watching. I want to wish you guys a great weekend. Make sure to email me any SEO questions you have. I'm more than happy to fire off a 5-minute answer. If you're having any problems with your SEO, fire me an email. I guarantee I know what the answer is. I guarantee I can fix it for you. Email me at joshbushinsky@gmail.com.